Hi there, good morning.
Are you doing a video?
Yeah. Oh boy, that's a lot of stairs.
Yeah. Out of shape.
Going without me. And she does. Hi there. What brings you here?
Oh, you know, just this little thing. This comic festival in Angouleme.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You like comic books?
A bit. Yeah, I kind of dabble in it.
hi to Hayden for me in a
Ah,
video?
it's a video?
Yes.
Hi, Hayden. Hayden?
Yeah,
Hayden.
Hi, Hayden. I'm Miriam Monaster, the author of Cookie. And thank you so much for reading it and for supporting me.
In the way that you're working on licensed stuff like Gretsuko, which is a Netflix series. Before that, you did My Little Pony for like 10 years. And besides that, you with Try Little decided to go ahead and put on your own publishing company, Pegamoose. I guess you wanted to explore a bit more your style. And not only be confined to obligations of these licenses that are great, that have a great readership, a big readership, but it's not really you, it's mostly the franchise that's put on.
Yeah, so when I started making comics, I was very, very small. I fell in love with the medium very young, and my sisters and I would make comics together, so we really liked telling our own stories with our own characters. So when I became an adult and I was in college and I studied graphic design, I did a webcomic on the side. And so I was kind of learning how to take it from a hobby and make it a little more professional and get a wider readership than just my sisters and my friends. So I did that for a few years, and it was a little tricky, I found, to find a readership and stuff. And I self-published that book, and I tried with it, but it felt kind of like I got to a point where I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. So trying to think of other ways to get into the industry. And like, if I do want to do my creator-owned books, but maybe like if I look at projects in the licensed world, that I can get like a little door into the industry through that licensed project, depending on if the project suited me, because I'm not much for drawing superheroes and that sort of, like lots of the American licensed stuff that they do have, Marvel, DC, never appealed to me creatively that way. Like the stories are fine and good and the characters are fine, but I never wanted to contribute to those properties. So when I saw My Little Pony and it fit my sensibilities, I said, okay, this is a good way to get in the door, and maybe if I can get known, put my name on that, people look at my work through My Little Pony, then maybe they'll see what else is on my table at conventions, and those creator-owned books that I'm doing on the side might get a readership through that as well. And so yeah, I did the ponies for a while, but the hard thing with that, as much as I like the ponies, the hard thing with that is, like you said, people knew the license before they knew who I was. So I felt like anybody reading the pony comics isn't going to necessarily be comics fans, they're going to be fans of the pony characters. So beyond the My Little Pony comics, I don't know how much more they would read in the comics world. So I definitely kept my own thing going on the side with Halls of the Turnip King, and and then when the pandemic hit, and I was working on it grad school a little bit, but also feeling like, oh, the comics industry with the license work is kind of in a strange place right now, and it's hard to know if it's going to be reliable. And Troy and I both had our creator-owned books that we were working on, Halls of the Turnip King and Angora Napkins. So we thought, why not take this opportunity when things are a little bit, unstable in the industry? Why don't we publish these books through Kickstarter, because that seems like a very viable way of doing this, and just see how it goes, like put our foot in that door. So we just kind of laugh at each other that we love comics so much, we'll kind of do them by any means necessary. Like if we take this route and we can get a little bit in there, that's good, and a little bit here. So we're planting seeds kind of everywhere, in license and creator own and self-publishing and that sort of thing. So we just love everything. It's like, name something in comics we haven't done at this point. So,
alors Brenda parle un peu du plaisir d'explorer dans le fond différentes approches. Évidemment, l'idée c'est de faire de la bande dessinée, point. Elle n'a pas une sensibilité très forte pour des licences de change aussi, qui a un plaisir de changer de cette façon-là. There's I guess a pleasure of changing the way you create, because I'm guessing that when you do My Little Pony and Retsuko, it comes with like very strict parameters, like from visual, the scenario, everything is like definitive in a way, and you can't play much around. So when you decide, maybe like with the Butterfly House, you decide to do work with Troy, do something, then you create completely differently. Like I feel, and I see you guys like with a glass of wine, with a bunch of post-its in your room, and like you try just to put on the story and have idea and just like jam, because you can't really do that with the license stuff.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun because, like you said, with Hasbro and Sanrio, Netflix, like we were very lucky that they weren't so strict as some other properties, but still you get a script and the characters have to behave in certain ways, and you have to kind of do the process like how the editors want you to do the process, right? The script is done. There's no changing it once you get it. So Troy and I, when we did Butterfly House, we're like, okay, we want to throw all these things that we've been told this is how you do it, we want to throw that to the side, and we wanted to do it very organically and feel like it was like the story kind of dictated how it was going to be created in a way. So that was a lot of fun. And play with different mediums too, because we always just did brushwork and pens, but we're like, well, why don't we use watercolor paper and put gritty textures on it and kind of make it a little bit more messy in that way. Like you're really getting your hands in there and getting dirty, which is, a lot of fun with the art process is when you come out and you got ink stains all over your hands and you're like, I really got in there. So it was a lot of fun, and coming up with the stories on Post-it notes was a lot of fun too, because we just wrote the basic story points, but we didn't actually write a proper script until we got right to the page, and we kind of felt out the script on the page with the visuals and kind of really let the artwork and the story marry together that way, instead of separating them so much like the license work does.
And I guess, and we can pass the mic to Veronica a bit, like you did.